boys and girls. Today we're going to do some comparing of fiction and nonfiction books. And what I've asked you to do is to get on Bookflix and to read a set of fiction and nonfiction books. So I got on there and I read two books. This is called a Venn diagram. You draw two big circles and you make the circles connect with each other. And on one side, I'm going to write my fiction book. Curious George Saves the Day. And that was my fiction book, so I'm going to write fiction right here. And then the other book I read was a book called Monkeys. Okay, and that was my nonfiction book. Okay, now I'm going to talk, these two sides of a Venn diagram are where I tell about what's different. So over here I'm going to say this book had a monkey and a man in a yellow hat as characters. This book didn't have characters, it had real monkeys. So I'm going to put number one, this book had real monkeys. Okay. In this book, my monkey had a problem because he kept getting into trouble. And that was the problem. But my nonfiction book didn't have a problem, okay? This book told me facts about monkeys. In the end of this book, Curious George saved a baby. Curious George saved a baby bear. Okay. In this book, it just talked about, this book told about where they lived and what they did. Okay. This book had real pictures. With captions. This book had drawings of a monkey. Now, sometimes you can have a nonfiction book that has drawings, but usually it's a real photograph. So see how I'm telling the differences? This had real monkeys. It told me facts. It had captions with real pictures. This one had characters, a problem, a solution, and it was drawings. But then in the middle is where I want to tell what's the same about my book. So right here, I'm going to say both books had monkeys in them. In both books, the monkey climbed up a tree. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to tell me what's different. Think about nonfiction text features, characters, problem setting, pictures, make-believe, real facts, real monkeys, text features, okay? So what I want you to do today is I want you to draw a big Venn diagram in your journal. You can turn your paper sideways if you want. Draw two big circles and make sure you leave enough room for you to write. Draw them as big as you can on your paper, and then I want you to tell me what was the name of the fiction book you read on Bookflix and what was the name of the nonfiction book you read. And then I want you to help me compare those two things. Tell me what was over here and what did this one have? And then what did they have in common? What was the same about those two books? Okay? All right. Can't wait to see your work.